On March 14th, 2025, just past 11 in the morning, a Toyota RAV4 owner walked into my shop with hands that were literally shaking. She was not crying. She was not angry. She was confused, and that is almost worse. In one hand, she held a printed dealer invoice. It was 3 pages long. The total at the bottom was $1,847. The car had 47,000 miles on it. The idle was smooth. There were no warning lights. There were no noises. The dealer had checked off 11 different recommended services, each stamped with the words "Factory Recommended" in bold red letters. She thought she was protecting her investment. She thought she was being a responsible owner. What she was actually doing was funding the dealership's quarterly bonus pool. Today I am exposing 7 Toyota maintenance rules every dealer in North America prays you will break. And rule number 4 alone is quietly bleeding $4,500 a year out of the average Toyota owner's pocket. None of these are secrets. They are printed in your own owner's manual. The manual almost nobody reads. The manual quietly contradicts the dealer service writer almost every single time. I have been working on Toyotas for over 2 decades, and I can tell you without hesitation, the gap between what Toyota actually engineered these vehicles to need and what the dealership is trying to sell you has never been wider than it is right now. Here is the uncomfortable truth most Toyota owners never hear. Toyotas are the most overserviced vehicles on the road. Not underserviced. Overserviced. Your Camry, your RAV4, your Highlander, your Tacoma, your Tundra. These engines were designed by Japanese engineers to be left alone. Long intervals, sealed systems, synthetic oils, electronics that do not need constant babysitting. The dealership service department, however, operates on a completely different incentive. Their job is not to keep your car running. Their job is to fill bays, bill hours, and move parts. The easiest way to do all 3 is to convince you your Toyota needs twice the attention Toyota itself says it does. So let me walk you through the 7 rules. I am going to save the most expensive one, Rule 4, the $4,500 a year mistake, for the middle. Because once you understand the first 3, you will see exactly why number 4 is so devastating. Rule 1. Never let the dealer talk you into a 3,000 or 5,000 mile oil change on a Toyota built after 2010. Open your owner's manual. Flip to the maintenance section. Almost every Toyota built in the last 15 years specifies a 10,000-mile oil change interval using 0W20 or 0W16 full synthetic oil. Some newer models, including most current hybrids, push that interval to 10,000 or even 12,000 miles. The 5,000-mile reminder sticker the dealer puts on your windshield is not Toyota's recommendation, it's the dealership's recommendation, and it exists for one reason. The average dealer service customer comes in roughly twice as often when the sticker says 5,000 instead of 10,000. That extra visit is never just an oil change, it's a multi-point inspection that finds new things to sell you. Cabin air filter looks dirty. Wipers are streaking, brake pads are at 6 millimeters, tires need rotation. Suddenly your $79 oil change becomes a $400 invoice. Toyota's actual specification, with full synthetic oil and normal driving, is 10,000 miles. Doubling the interval will not damage your engine. Toyota's own warranty covers the longer schedule. The only thing damaged by the extended interval is the dealership's revenue forecast. Rule 2. Never pay for an engine flush, no matter how passionately the service writer recommends it. Toyota's official position on chemical engine flushes is at best neutral, and on most modern engines, it is an active warning. The reason is simple physics. A chemical flush can dislodge accumulated sludge inside an older engine, and that sludge, instead of dissolving harmlessly, can break loose in chunks and clog oil galleries, the pickup tube, or the variable valve timing solenoids. I have personally seen at least a dozen Toyota engines develop serious oil pressure issues within weeks of a dealer-administered engine flush. The dealer bills $150 to $250 for the service. The repair bill for the resulting damage can easily run $3,000 or more. There is no scenario where this service belongs on a properly maintained Toyota. If you have been changing your oil on schedule, there is nothing to flush. Rule 3. Never agree to the fuel injection cleaning service. This one usually shows up on your estimate as recommended every 15,000 miles and billed somewhere between $180 and $320, depending on the dealership. The service involves connecting a pressurized canister of cleaner to your fuel rail and running it through the engine. Here is what almost no service writer will tell you. Every tank of top-tier certified gasoline, Shell, Chevron, Exxon, Mobil, Costco, BP, and several others already contains the same detergent additives the dealer is selling you in that bottle. Every time you fill up, you are running fuel system cleaner through your injectors. Modern port-injected Toyotas, especially anything with the 2.5-liter dynamic force engine or the older 2 AR series motors, simply do not develop meaningful injector deposits when you use top-tier fuel and stay on top of your oil changes. The fuel injection service is a profit center. It is not a maintenance requirement. And now we get to Rule 4. This is the one that quietly costs the average Toyota owner about $4,500 a year, and I'm going to explain it carefully because almost nobody catches it. Rule 4. Never let the dealer default you into Toyota's severe service maintenance schedule. Open your owner's manual. You'll see two maintenance schedules printed inside: the normal schedule and the severe service schedule. The severe service schedule cuts nearly every maintenance interval in half. Oil changes drop from 10,000 miles to 5,000 miles. Differential fluid services get added. Transmission service intervals shrink. Brake fluid flushes accelerate. Coolant services move up. The cost difference between following the normal schedule and the severe service schedule over the course of a single year for someone driving 15,000 to 20,000 miles annually ranges from $1,800 to $4,500, depending on the model, the labor rate, and how many extras the dealer staples onto each visit. So who actually qualifies for severe service? Toyota's own definition is very specific. You need to be regularly driving in extreme dust, regularly towing close to maximum capacity, doing repeated short trips of under 5 miles in below freezing temperatures, or running the vehicle in extended idle conditions, think commercial taxi or police use. That is it. The average Toyota owner, the daily commuter, the school-run parent, the road tripper does not qualify for severe service. The dealership, however, defaults nearly every customer into the severe schedule automatically. They don't ask you. They don't tell you. They simply load your account into the accelerated program, and then every time you come in, the system flags additional services as due. I have audited dealer service histories from dozens of customers, and conservatively, about 80% of the people on severe service should be on the normal schedule. That single misclassification is the largest hidden cost of Toyota ownership. Pull out your manual, find the normal schedule, and ask your dealer in writing which schedule you're being billed against. Watch what happens. Rule 5. Never replace your cabin air filter at the dealership. The part costs $12 to $25 at any parts store or online. The service as billed by your dealer runs $70 to $120. The actual job takes about 45 seconds. On every Toyota built since 2015, the cabin air filter sits behind the glove box. You pop the glove box stops on either side, the door drops down, the filter slides out, the new one slides in, you close the glove box. Watch one YouTube tutorial one time, and you will never pay a dealer to do this again. Over 5 years of ownership, this single change in habit saves you between $400 and $600. Not life-changing money on its own, but it is a clear window into how the dealership marks up labor on tasks that do not actually involve labor. Rule 6. Never pay for a power steering fluid flush on any Toyota built after roughly 2014. This one borders on outright fraud, and I do not use that word loosely. Starting with the late-generation Camry, the fourth-generation RAV4, the Prius, the Corolla, and rolling forward across nearly the entire lineup, Toyota transitioned to fully electric power steering. There is no power steering pump. There is no reservoir. There is no fluid. There is nothing, physically nothing, to flush. Yet I have personally seen dealer invoices, multiple times, that include a line item for power steering fluid service on cars that physically cannot have that service performed. Some service writers will argue they were doing a system inspection. There is no system to inspect. It is an electric motor mounted directly on the steering rack. If your Toyota was built after 2014 and you cannot find a power steering reservoir under the hood, you do not have power steering fluid. Any charge on your invoice for servicing it is straight theft. Pull every invoice from the last 3 years and check. Rule 7. Never buy a Toyota Care Plus plan or any dealer-branded prepaid maintenance package. These are the multi-thousand-dollar prepaid maintenance contracts pushed hard during the sale of a new Toyota. The pitch sounds reasonable. Lock in maintenance now, save money over time, no surprises. The reality is very different. Almost every one of these plans is structured around the dealership's expanded severe service schedule, the same one from Rule 4. So, you are prepaying for double the maintenance you actually need. The plan also locks you to that specific dealership, removing your option to use a competent independent shop that would charge less than half the labor rate. When you actually sit down and run the numbers, what the package costs versus what you would spend following Toyota's normal manual at an independent, the prepaid plan ends up 2 to 3 times more expensive over its lifetime. The dealership knows this. That's exactly why they sell it so aggressively in the finance office. The day you sign that finance contract is one of the most profitable days of the dealership's year, and these maintenance packages are a major part of why. So those are the 7. Let me bring this home, because the real lesson is bigger than any single rule. Toyota built your car to be left alone. That is the engineering philosophy behind the entire brand. Long intervals, sealed systems, robust components, conservative tolerances. Every dollar you save by following Toyota's actual maintenance schedule instead of the dealership's expanded version is a dollar that stays in your pocket without costing your engine a single mile of life. The dealership has spent decades training Toyota owners to be afraid of skipping anything on a recommended list. Fear is what sells those services. Fear of a $5,000 engine repair. Fear of a voided warranty. Fear of being the one who did not take care of their car. But fear is not a maintenance strategy. The manual is. And the manual, in nearly every case, is dramatically more conservative than the dealer wants you to believe. If you take nothing else from this video, take this. The next time you walk into a dealer service department, bring your owner's manual with you. Just bring it. Lay it on the counter. Ask which page of that manual recommends each item on the estimate. Watch how fast the conversation changes. Watch how many required services suddenly become optional. Watch how the total at the bottom drops by half, sometimes more. That is the real cost of these 7 rules. Not just dollars saved, but leverage you did not know you had. The leverage of knowing the same document the service writer is reading from. Going back to the RAV4 owner from the start of this video, we sat down together. We pulled out her owner's manual. We went through that $1,847 estimate line by line. By the time we were done, the actual amount of service her car needed, the stuff Toyota itself recommends at 47,000 miles, came out to $189. The other $1,658 was severe service additions, an engine flush she did not need, a fuel injection service her top-tier gas already handles, a power steering flush on a car with no power steering fluid, a cabin air filter installation that costs 5 minutes of her own time, and a transmission service that was not due for another 13,000 miles. She walked out with the manual under her arm and a look on her face I have seen 100 times. Half relief, half quiet anger. Anger at how close she came to handing them $1,847 to fix problems that did not exist. If this changed the way you think about Toyota maintenance, hit the like button so more Toyota owners see it. Subscribe if you want weekly breakdowns that put real money back into your wallet instead of into a dealership's bonus pool. And if you have ever caught your dealer trying to upsell you on any of these 7 rules, drop the details in the comments. Your stories help every Toyota owner who reads them. Because the most expensive thing about owning a Toyota is not the car. It is the assumptions you have been told to trust about how to take care of it. Now you know better.